This is everything I prep on a Sunday to have an easier week. Starting off with our bread, I'm making 2 sourdough loaves. One is for sale and the other one is just for us. I mixed in my flour, water, salt, and sourdough starters. I had extra sourdough starter left over, so here I am making English muffin dough, and then I'm also doing my stretch and folds in between that. With the other sourdough starter I had left over, I'm making a focaccia, so I just mixed in my flour and water, let that auto-release for 1 hour. Doing some more stretch and folds. While I let everything rest, I started making my coffee. I got the biggest mug I could find because I was up since 5 a.m. So I filled that up with some hot water and everyday dose. Since I'm still a baby and can't drink black coffee, I did some milk in my frother with cinnamon and maple syrup. I let that spin and hopefully this will keep me from going crazy today. After I poured in the milk and watched the sunrise, I went back to my bread, so I added the rest of the ingredients to the English muffin dough, which was the sourdough starter, honey, butter, and salt. Mix that all together until it becomes a cohesive dough. I let that rest while I did the last stretch and fold for my sourdough loaves. It has gotten so stretchy and smooth. I absolutely love baking bread. Next is to add the starter and salt to the focaccia dough, and then I just squeezed that all together until it became a cohesive mass. I went back to the English muffin dough, stretched and folded that, and then I also did it to the focaccia. Finally, I was able to take a rest and get out of the house, so I went to go walk my dog and did some grocery shopping for the week. Got a ton of great produce, and when I got back, I added the rosemary to my focaccia. I ended up making a huge batch of granola, so that was almonds, pecans, coconut, oats, and sunflower seeds. We ran out of jam, so I decided to put some frozen strawberries with honey and chia seeds into a pot and let that simmer to make the most amazing strawberry jam. The granola came out of the oven and it was so good. I honestly can't believe how easy it is to make a really good granola. I made some creamer for my dad. It was just half and half maple syrup and some cinnamon, and then I finally had breakfast at like 12 p.m. My loaves were finally ready to be shaped, so I just put them in a little rough ball while I let them rest on the counter for 30 minutes, and then I brought them back out once they were relaxed, folded in one side and then the other, and then you kind of just roll it up. As you can see here, very simple and easy. I did that with the other one as well, and then it was time for them to go in the fridge for overnight proof. After I put those in the fridge, I took out my focaccia and put it into a pan with some olive oil, cut out my English muffins, and then I let those rest on the pan until they're light and puffy. Made some cereal with that granola and cashew milk. I was gonna have the focaccia for the week, but then I decided, hey, I don't know what we're having for dinner, so I'm just gonna make a focaccia pizza. So I did cheese, which was mozzarella and Monterey Jack, and then I did some tomato sauce. I also sliced up these beef sausages since I don't eat pork, and then I topped it with some Parmesan cheese and honey, of course, because that makes pizza 10 times better. Cooked off my English muffins, and that was everything.